Hello everyone and welcome to another Chris's Collection. Now this is a really cool Chris's Collection because today we are playing Dynasty Warriors 2. And guys, this is the first game my family bought for the PS2. So what you're looking at is the game that, good lord, I've had the longest in my collection. Now, notice that I said my family, because to explain how I got this game, the story behind this game, I have to kind of explain, not kind of, I have to explain,
Face me!
yeah, how I got the PS2 to a certain extent. So, I'm going to say an abbreviated version, because obviously I'm probably going to do a video in the future, like a RBD or something. But basically, I had a Dreamcast in 2000, or sorry, in circa 2000, and I loved it. It was, yeah, I got it $99.99. Day it came out, I was like, "Rrr." It's actually the 20th anniversary of Dreamcast this year that I'm recording this, so it was pretty cool. So I was stoked, and then I found out they showed the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 2, and I'm like, I need a fucking PS2. So my parents were like, Chris, because at this point they had gotten me an N64 in '96, a PS1 in '98, and a Dreamcast in '99. So they're like, it hasn't even been 5 years and you've gotten 3 game consoles. We're not gonna fucking buy you a PS2. So then I tried convincing I was like, fuck, how can I do this? And I'm like, my sister. So I go to my sister and I'm like, dude, you want to get a PS2? And she's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, no, man, you do. PS2's the shit. And she's like, why is PS2 the shit? And I'm like, dude, think about it. You can play DVDs. You can play CDs. You know all those PS1 games that I play? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you could borrow any game you want, you could play it. And she's like, that is pretty cool. And then I was like, and on top of that, dude, like, we could play games together. Like, like whenever a new PS2 game comes out, we could play together. And so my sister was like, alright, fine. But her one rule was, like, she's like, fine, I'll be down with it. So my parents are like, really? You want a PS2? And my sister's like, fuck yeah. And so they were like, Chris, what the fuck did you do? And I'm like, no, I swear. So they were like, all right, fine. Like, I think they were trying to teach us the value of, like, you know, sharing is caring. So they're like, look, it's fine, but it's going to be in your sister's room. It can't leave her room. And you guys have to share it. And I'm like, all right. So my sister was like, man, this is wicked awesome. She had a DVD player in her room. Something, by the way, I didn't have. So good for her. And on top of that, if she wanted to borrow PS1 games of mine, she could, and all that. So the question then became, what game do we buy? And we didn't get the system at launch. What we did was, because there's like this stupid shortage thing that happened with PS2. So basically, they did like this weird pre-order thing where they were like, even though the thing is out, do you want to pre-order our, like, collection thing or something? And it was like a bundle that came with like a memory card and which you needed, and it came with what's it called, you could pick a game from like the launch. So I just said Dynasty Warriors 2 because it looked badass. I'm like, it's a fucking, you just run around and you beat up people. I'd never played the first game. I'm just like, you know, you run around and you beat up people. Like, Lena can play that, I'm sure, my sister. And so, yeah, no, my parents bought it, and we went to go pick it up, and it was so cool. I remember they put it in, like, the fucking bag and shit. Like, it was a PS2 bag, like the blue, like the box for the console. It was in that. And, yeah, and so my sister had it in her room, and occasionally I'd go over, and she was playing this, and I would come over and play it. And the thing is, I just could not get in. Now, I think this game's pretty cool. But back then, I just could not get into it. It just wasn't my thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the story of what, you know, how I got this game, Dynasty Warriors. Fun, kind of like, because this is a digital game, so I won't cover it. But I actually, before my son was born, before I became a full-time father and keeper of the house, or whatever the hell you want to call it. What is it? Homemaker. I did a bunch of odd jobs in writing. I wrote for a ton of websites, a lot, all independent. They weren't like big websites, and a lot of them were foreign. Like I remember I wrote for this Italian. Well, it wasn't an Italian site. It was like an Italian guy owned it. I wrote for an Australian site. It was like a dude from Australia ran it, and basically, what's it called? I was working for a bunch of sites, and it was pretty cool. You know, it was enough that I could pay for like a bill or two. It wasn't like a big thing or anything like that, but it was fun. I enjoyed doing that. And so basically I did that, and the Italian dude, I would write reviews for him, and oftentimes he would give me pretty crappy games. Like if he ever got a review code for like a major game, he would be the one that did it. But if it was like something else, I don't know. I reviewed some pretty shitty games, but the one game I remember reviewing was the new Dynasty Warriors. It was for PS4, and it was pretty cool, man. It was packed with content. Jesus Christ. And it was like a lot of fun. So I played Dynasty Warriors so much to like play enough to write a review of it. And yeah, that I don't, obviously I don't work for that dude anymore, but he's okay. You know, it was an okay gig. It was fun for what it was. For what it was. Anyway, guys, but that has been my story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Obviously my sister gave me this game because she's like, dude, I don't fucking play this, and she, at that point, I had the like, basically along the way I ended up getting the PS2. It ended up moving to my room because my sister got an Xbox, and that's a story for another time. But yeah, I had this game, and I was like, oh cool, you know, like she's just like, here, you can have all the shit that I got. I don't care. I was like, all right. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week with some more Chris's collection, so tune in for that. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Take care.